There has been a golden thread in my life when I look back over the years that talking and teaching has been one of the most inspiring things that I love to do. And it showed up from a young age. As a grade 2 year old, I recited a poem in a Eisteddfod competition, and then I went on to do some plays in the school. And eventually, I had the opportunity to go to a national arts festival and present a program there, or a play in that program. And throughout the years, it developed into teaching little classes for kids at Sunday school. And eventually, I became a theology minister, and I got the opportunity to do some sermons. With that also came many other opportunities of going on radio talk shows, talking about some concepts, and doing meditations for a TV program that's an early morning message for people. And I did some interviews on podcasts and many other keynote talks where I had the opportunity of inspiring other people. And it all has been exciting. It's that moment when you have that sweaty palms, but you're certain and confident in yourself and you know that you got it and you can do it. Until one day when I had to do the funeral of my mother-in-law. And that was one of the toughest moments where I had to teach and speak, because I had a 5-year-old baby, which she was going through a leap at that moment. So she's crying and not eating as she should. And I'm a first time around parent and I don't know what I'm doing. But I also have to greet my mother-in-law, which I dearly, dearly loved. And that was one of the toughest things I've literally ever done. Standing in front there, keeping a pose, looking at your husband in front of you with red eyes, his brother and his other brother sitting next to him, and all the uncles, and looking at all this family, my family, looking them in the eyes and trying to give them a message where at the same time where my heart is equally as sore as theirs. And I can't remember of doing a lot of talks since then, but I wouldn't say that that was the cause, or that was such a difficult situation that I never wanted to speak again. There were multiple causes, but for an embarrassing amount of time, I haven't gone out and teach what I know. And today was a very humbling experience. So for literally embarrassing amount of years, I've been sitting with all sorts of teachings, all the books, all the quotes, all the courses, all the places and the resources that I've learned from, with all that information in my head, and fantasizing basically of how I'm going to go out and teach it to people. But there's one particular person that I really enjoy learning from, and that's Marie Forleo. And she's got multiple tweetables and short mantras that she says to herself, and that has helped me greatly in my life so far. But one of the biggest ones that I've learned from her was go for progress, not perfection. And that has helped me today to learn again, to realize that I have been sitting in my own pride, thinking that yes, it's easy to go out and go teach people, and I've got all this information inside me, and I'll pull it out at the right moment when needed to give it to other people. But to actually have gone to sit down today and to try and teach was so humbling. Luckily, it wasn't live, because if it was live, it would have been a disaster. And I'm sure all the clients would have said, thank you, but I won't see you again. But yes, it was a humbling experience to do such a simple thing like sitting with ChatGPT, using the voice note recording to transcribe for me into course material that I want to present. And I realized how nervous I am and how scary it is to do it. And that humbled me in the first place to realize there's always more place to grow. There's always, even though you think you're good at something, even though I look back at my life on how the golden thread is there, there's always space for me to learn a new way and a different way to teach. And the other thing that I learned is to actually have gone and apply to make progress and not go for perfection. And that's the whole purpose behind these videos for myself, to make progress, to not go for perfection, because all of those other teaching moments that showed up in my life was everything was recited, everything was rehearsed, everything was precisely picked out, all the words, and I had the opportunity to practice it and rehearse it and recite it and then go and perform. But the whole purpose of these videos for myself is to do it unrehearsed, unpracticed, unthought through, to see that I do have content inside myself, and to go for progress, to record everything that's inside my head, to not just think about it and fantasize about it anymore, but to actually get it out there and share it. And also to see in myself that the information is there and that I can pull it out again. As I've learned from Marie Forleo, there's always more where it came from, to literally experience what it is like, that there's always more content, there's always more stories to tell, there's always more wisdom to share and insights to get from this. So in essence, what I would love for you to remember, the biggest thing, the most important thing for you to take away from this is, what is something that you felt so proud about, that you know you got it and you can do it anytime, but there's actually some more learning in it and there's actually more growth in it for you? I would love to hear from you.